Dan, do you want to ask some questions?
Yeah, I was gonna, Heather prompts me in this. I was gonna ask you some questions, particularly um, as I watched your walking through your vocation.
Mhm.
Um, I'll put you on the spot. I mean, where do you think we go from here? I mean, I'm pretty good at remembering the past and how we got here, but not very good at imagining where, now that we're here, where we're going to go, what steps we're going to take next, and what are the focal points? What are the energy centers that are driving you now, insofar as you're aware of them, uh, to take your next step?
Yeah. Yes, excuse me as I put my cat down. Does not understand that I have to be in a meeting sometime. Okay. What are our next steps going forward? From my perspective, um, yeah, you you do put me on the spot because it's much easier to listen to you talking about the next faithful step uh than to imagine what that looks like for me. I think um it is, as I said, what motivates my move towards justice is knowing that we have no obligation to finish the work. This is a quote I heard somewhere. Somebody famous said this, that you have no obligation to finish the work, but neither are you allowed to step away from the work. Um, that we are part of a tradition of a loving God who does not who works against the hierarchy of and who works against the idea that the powerful inherit the earth, and that is the pursuit that we must follow. I love what you said about not having to be successful. Um, yeah.
But
Um,
in your own life, let's say something with LRC. If LRC could take its next step, whatever that might be, or beef up certain things that it's doing now, what are there are a whole bunch of possible steps out there. Some of them are blocked, some of them are fanciful. If you could dream dreams and see visions for this particular place as to, where do we go from here? What would you like to see happen in the church? Um,
I think we're in a really interesting moment
okay.
talking about empire, specifically in the U.S. Christians hold the power, um, which is a very strange thing because all of our teachings are talking about being how we relate to power and how we exist as underneath other people's power. So now that we're holding the power, I would love if our church could think of ourselves as countercultural. Um, and particularly as it relates to justice and eco justice, I think I see a fear in in churches and in pastors, in all sorts of leadership that um, we will lose people the harder that we lean into justice.
Uh-huh.
Um, that justice is something that's really risky and alienating. And for me, justice has always been risky and alienating. Um, and my hope is that um, we see that as our call. And I hope that when we fear losing people, it is because we are we strive to be relational, um, and that instinct towards holding on to the people in our communities is because we love the people in our communities. And I desperately hope that it's not because we see people as a resource that we're losing, or we see people as capital. Um, yes, I'm not sure I've answered your question. What
Well,
are the dreamings? Yeah, that it's countercultural, that it